Right now, you might be sitting in a room full of people, or you might be completely alone. Either way, there is a decent chance you feel lonely. And that feeling, that quiet, hollow ache, is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that something is very, very right. But here is the part that nobody tells you. That feeling is not emotional. It is biological, and it is trying to keep you alive. The real answer to why you feel lonely is far stranger than you think. Picture the savanna. Flat, open, brutally hot. Your ancestors, not ancient Rome, not the Middle Ages, much further back, are moving in a small group. 12, maybe 20 people. They hunt together. They sleep together. They watch for predators together. And if one of them gets separated from the group, they do not last long. The lion does not care about the lonely one's feelings. The night does not care. The cold does not care. Being alone for most of human history was not a lifestyle. It was a death sentence. John Cacioppo spent decades studying loneliness at the University of Chicago. He was not a therapist. He was a neuroscientist. And what he discovered shook the field. Loneliness, Cacioppo found, does not just make you feel bad. It changes the architecture of your brain. It alters how your genes express themselves. It accelerates the aging of your cells. He called it a biological signal, the same class of signal as hunger or thirst. Your body is not punishing you for being alone. Your body is screaming at you to fix it. Because for 99% of human history, fixing it was the difference between surviving and not. You feel lonely the same way you feel hungry, not as a moral failure, as an alarm. Here is what makes this strange. Hunger is easy to explain. No food equals hunger. But loneliness does not work that cleanly. You can be surrounded by hundreds of people and feel completely alone. You can be in a long marriage and feel like no one knows you. Cacioppo and his colleagues found that it is not the number of people around you that matters. It is the quality of connection. Specifically, it is whether you feel seen, whether you feel that someone, somewhere, genuinely holds you in mind. Your brain is scanning for that signal constantly, every single day, without you ever knowing it. Julian Holt-Lundstad, a researcher at Brigham Young University, pulled together data from 148 studies covering more than 300,000 people. The results were startling. Social isolation is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. More dangerous than obesity. More dangerous than physical inactivity. People with strong social connections are 50% more likely to survive any given period than those without them. 50%. That is not a small number. That is not a rounding error. That is your biology telling you, in the most direct way it knows how, that other people are not optional. They never were. Now think about what that means for the world you actually live in. You live in an era of more connection than any human in history has ever had access to. Your phone can reach billions of people in seconds. You can video call someone on the other side of the planet. You can join communities built around your exact niche interest, your exact personality type, your exact sense of humor. And yet, reported loneliness has been climbing for decades. The United States Surgeon General declared a loneliness epidemic in 2023. In the United Kingdom, the government created a Minister for Loneliness in 2018. Countries are building policy around the fact that millions of their citizens feel fundamentally unseen. What is happening? The brain that is scanning for connection is not a modern brain. It is a very old brain using very old software running in a world it was never designed for. When your ancestor felt the group pulling away, when the voices got quieter, when the fire got further, their nervous system activated a threat response. Cortisol flooded the body. Hypervigilance switched on. Threat detection went up. All of that was useful. It made them fight to reconnect. It made them useful to the group. It kept them alive. Your brain does the exact same thing. When loneliness activates your threat system, you become more alert to negative social signals. You start reading neutral faces as hostile. You start interpreting ambiguous messages as rejection. You become, paradoxically, harder to connect with at the exact moment you most need connection. Cacioppo called this the loneliness trap. The alarm goes off to push you toward people, but the alarm itself makes people harder to reach. You are not broken. You are running ancient code in a modern environment. A notification fires. Your brain registers social contact. Briefly, shallowly. Then it fades. Another notification. Another shallow hit. You scroll through evidence that other people are laughing, gathering, celebrating without you. Your threat system notices. It does not care that those people are strangers. It does not care that the party was 3 months ago. It just sees group, not you. Alarm. Social media does not make you lonely because it is fake. It makes you lonely because it speaks exactly the right language to your threat system and then gives it the wrong answer. Here is where it gets even more interesting. Researchers at the University of California, Los Angeles developed something called the UCLA Loneliness Scale. It has been used in thousands of studies across dozens of countries for over 40 years. One of the most consistent findings is this. Loneliness tends to peak at 3 moments in life. Late adolescence, when you are leaving the structures that organized your social world. Middle age, when the pace of life often crowds out deep connection. And old age, when the people who knew you longest begin to disappear. 3 peaks. 3 moments when the map changes and the group feels suddenly uncertain. Your brain does not experience these moments as life transitions. It experiences them as threat. That is not weakness. That is the system working exactly as designed. The pain is the point. The pain is the signal. And that reframe matters more than it might seem. When loneliness feels like a personal failing, when you tell yourself that well-adjusted people do not feel this way, that you should be fine, that something is wrong with you, you are misreading the signal entirely. You are treating the smoke alarm like it is the fire. Cacioppo spent years arguing that the loneliness stigma makes the problem worse. People hide it. They perform okayness. They scroll harder. They move through rooms without ever saying the thing they actually need to say. I feel like no one really knows me. I feel like I could disappear, and it would take a while for anyone to notice. Those sentences are terrifying to say out loud. They are also, for millions of people, exactly true. The solution is not to find more people. It is not to download another app or join another group chat. The research is clear on this. What moves the needle is something older and slower and far less comfortable. It is disclosure. Genuine, vulnerable, reciprocal disclosure. Telling someone something true about yourself and watching them stay. Asking someone a real question and actually listening to the answer. Holt-Lundstad's research consistently shows that the quality of even a single close relationship does more for your health and longevity than any pharmaceutical intervention currently available. One person who sees you. That is the unit. That is what your nervous system has been looking for since the savanna. You live in the most connected era in human history. You also live in one of the loneliest. That is not a coincidence, and it is not a moral failure. It is a mismatch. An ancient system flooded with modern stimulation, searching desperately for the signal it was built to find. Searching for the small group, the warm fire, the face that holds you in mind. And the strange, almost unbearable truth is this. That feeling you have been trying to outrun, that hollow ache in a room full of people, is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that something in you is still working perfectly, still listening, still reaching, still alive in the oldest way a human being knows how to be alive. Tonight, you might be sitting in a room full of people, or you might be completely alone. Either way, your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. It is looking for the group. It is looking for the fire. It is looking for you to be seen. And it has been doing that every single moment of every single day, from the first humans on the savanna all the way to right now. The alarm is not the problem. The alarm is the answer. You just have to know what it is asking for.